For Monday, August 5th. We're back to being hybrid. So we'll start with Ms. Kukla reading the preamble.
Thank you. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm the Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals. I'm going to read the preamble for you this morning. It's Monday, August 5th. In compliance with notification requirements of the city's open meeting law and section 101.021 of the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the city planning department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest to be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature for asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that calling users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We've provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We've also received emails from those who have provided written comment on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Greg, do you want to call the roll, please?
Sure. Ms. Wilson?
Present.
Ms. Broca?
Present.
Ms. Bates?
Present.
And Ms. Holzer will be absent this morning.
Correct.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum with 3 members, but I should announce for the appellants on the call and in the audience that today, with 3 members, while we still have a quorum, you do run the risk of your case being denied if you do not acquire a unanimous vote at the time of the motion, then your variance is essentially denied. So at this time, you can request a postponement to a future date. We believe that we will have somebody very soon, probably within the standard 30 days that you allow for postponements. So if any appellant at this time wishes to postpone the future date to avoid that risk of denial without a unanimous vote, please let us know now.
Do we have anyone online that wishes to postpone? All right, hearing none. Do we have anyone in the room that wishes to postpone? No? All right, great. Hello, ladies. Okay, excellent. postponements, dismissals.
Madam Chair, we do have one withdrawal on the last page. The city has settled with this applicant and issued the tow truck driver's license. And that is in calendar number 24-083. Edgar Santiago appealing from the decision of the Commissioner Assessments of the license to deny a tow truck driver's application. So that case has been withdrawn and there will be no testimony on that this morning.
Okay, great.
And then calendar number 24-112 at 3368 East 113th Street, South Shore Homes, Inc., proposed to establish use as a residential facility for 16 occupants in a B1 two-family residential district. This applicant is requesting a postponement to allow time for them to meet with the city and the councilperson.
Okay, Councilman Gray likes to make sure that she has a public meeting and an opportunity to walk through facilities, so I think we can, oh, she's here. Your case just got postponed.
Yeah, the applicant is asking for more time to meet with you and the city.
Because I know you like to do community meetings and walkthroughs, so
Yes,
we'll give it some time.
okay.
Okay, good to see you.
That is her only case.
Yes, I think so.
So Madam Chair, we would be looking at the end of September, beginning of October.
Let's put them into October, given her
Speaking of
typical busy schedule.
first week in October, the first Monday is October 7th.
Okay, let's go to October 7th without objection, board.
No objection.
All right, calendar number 24-112 has been postponed to October 7, 2024. All right. Any other council people or council representatives? Yes, I thought we had you back here for this. So if you want to step forward to the table? Sure. All right. And I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Olivia Parker.
Levita Parker, on behalf of Councilman Blaine Griffith. When we have a representative from city council present as a courtesy to the council members, we move their cases to the top of the agenda. So in this case, we have several cases that'll be a bundle. And Ms. Holzer is absent today, so Ms. Roca has kindly offered to fill in the position as reader.
Yes,
So,
all right, we'll get started. So I am reading in calendar number 24-94, calendar number 24-95, calendar number 24-96, and all of them.
92 or 93 as well.
See those, calendar number 24-092 and calendar number 24-93.
And did we get 97?
We did get 97.
Okay, great.
If not, we'll say it. Calendar number -2497, just to be sure.
Just to be sure. Okay.
The Cleveland Clinic Foundation owners propose to build a temporary gravel parking lot in an F3 limited retail business district. The owners appeal for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland codified ordinances as stated in the agenda.
Okay, great. Want to do this here?
To hand it over to the specifics.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll swear in all who are present for this case. Starting with you, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your right hand and reply what I do. State your name, spell your name, and give your address.
Yes, I do. Olivia Parker, L-A-V-E-T-A, last name A-R-K-U-R. Address is 601 Lakeside Avenue.
Thank you. I'll now move to those of you who are online. Have you do the same thing? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? I'll start with.
I do. I do.
Okay, we had multiple people at one time.
I do.
Why don't we do one person? You'll reply with I do. You'll state your name, spell your name, give your address.
Start with the red shirt.
Yeah,
Oh.
why- the red shirt on the screen, so I'm looking to the left of the screen.
Chris Bednar from Karpinski Engineering, 3135 Euclid Avenue. I swear I do.
Thank you. And can you spell your name, please?
It's Bednar.
Thank you. I'll move to the person behind you.
Aaron Maines, Mains, Karpinski Engineering, 3135 Euclid Avenue. I do.
Let me just remind everyone, we have a court reporter. She is working virtually today. So the reason we're asking you to spell your name after you state your name is so that she has clarity on the spelling for the records. And also, prior to making any statement, we're also gonna ask you to state your name. So I got Aaron. Aaron, could you spell your last name again for us, please?
Yes, it's Mains, Mains.
Great, thank you.
I do. Antonio Montemorano with Cleveland Clinic Foundation. Last name is spelled Montemaro.
Thank you. And did I hear you say I do?
Yes, I do.
Thank you so much. Next person, please.
I do. My name is Cesar Lopez, and I'm with the Cleveland Clinic, CESAR. Lopez, LOPEZ.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in that room needing to swear in?
And we also online, a separate phone call, we have Jim Senick from the Cleveland Clinic Foundation. Jim?
Jim Senick, I do. I work for the Cleveland Clinic. I'm the director of construction, and his name is Jim, last name Senick, Senick. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in this matter?
No, that's the complete team. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you, Madam Chair.
All right, no one else online for this case? Super.
Nope.
History of the property then?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This project area, I would not repeat all of the addresses, if you don't.
That's okay.
Project area was originally zoned general retail into family. It was changed to limited retail in urban form in 2019. And Madam Chair, just to sum up, there are a lot of permits in this history and some variance cases. However, in 2017, for the addresses of East 103rd, there was a residential structure demolished, and that was in 2017, October of that year. And then for the Cedar Avenue addresses, there was a commercial demolition on that site, March of 2010. That's all that's relevant, really, I'm sure. Thank you.
Super, thank you. Okay. We'll go to legal standard, please.
Okay, for calendar numbers 24094 through 24097, the appellant is requesting a use variance. To obtain the use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request results in an unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without the variance, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. And then for all of the cases, appellant is requesting area variances from the temporary permit, drainage, surface material, frontage strip, and fencing requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variances, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variances will not be contrary to the purpose and intent. So,
And I think all of that would include calendar number 24-092 and 093 as well.
they are just the area, second, it's the area variances.
Okay.
They do not have the use variance.
Super, great. Okay. All right, we will go to, who's going to be the spokesperson on the project?
I will be Chris Bednar from Karpinski Engineering.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you, everyone on the board, for taking the time to sit in to listen to our request. We're looking to be able to install temporary parking on the parcels shown highlighted there in yellow. The reason for this temporary need for parking is the on-campus, 3 big projects that are being constructed. This parking lot will be similar to the parking lot on the north side of the campus on Chester and 89th is a temporary parking lot for contractor vehicles. And then also the one thing the plans don't show is placement of temporary trailer. We anticipate for 3 years the use of this property as a temporary parking lot, in which we'll be using 304 aggregate base for the parking lot, as so that stormwater can infiltrate into the ground today, as opposed to paving and increasing runoff. The intent is once the parking lot is no longer needed, is to remove the 304 base and to come back in and install grass and return the lot to its previously developed condition.
Did you say that the plans don't show the construction trailers? The office?
Correct. We are proposing to add into the southwest corner there a construction trailer for the contractors, and we could pull up on a separate screen here. If we could, are we able to share our screen? We can show you the location of the trailer.
Excuse me, Madam Chair, I think I actually just received this new plan from Shannon Leonard. I can pull it up on the screen.
All right, just a moment, sir. Wait, we think we may have your new plan.
Okay, great, thank you.
Madam Chair, this information was not on the phone.
Exactly, right.
So they would have to apply separately for that change in the plans, unless they wanted to postpone the case at this time and allow us to get the information from building and housing and repost it, right, re-advertise.
We would prefer to, this is Jim Senek speaking, we'd prefer to have this approved and then resubmit with adding the trailer to the complex. That way we can
Okay.
move forward with the lot.
Right. We'd like to move forward for you. Okay, is that good?
Can I,
All right.
this is Shannon Leonard. Can I?
Sure, Shannon. Ms. Leonard?
Yeah, so if they were to just put the 16 trailers on this lot, they would not need a temporary parking lot variance. So all of these variances that they're requesting for the 3 years would not be required if they had chose to move forward with the 16 office trailers for construction contractors for the build out across the street. So I think I had received this site plan as a proposal from Tom Vanover back on July 12th. And then I had never heard any follow-up, so we did not go back and re-adjudicate for it. But if they are wishing to use this not as like a parking lot for the employees, except for the one lot, this very small one parcel, and the other main parcels are going to be used for 16 trailers, they're not going to need a parking lot variance.
All right, well, let's get this straight, gentlemen. It sounded like you were just putting one trailer on a parking lot as opposed to 16 trailers and not using it as a primary use as a parking lot, which is correct.
So
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
So there's been a plan, the follow-up, it's kind of been a fluid moving target here, and we've now settled down to just one trailer in the southwest corner, which we could pull up and share on our screen to show right now, the location. So there will be the temporary parking as part of this final plan.
Okay.
Antonio, share this.
And the reason is it'll be
State your name.
the larger trailer would be able to accommodate bigger groups together for meetings. So there would be some parking needed, for individuals attending the meetings. Trailer's also going to be used as a cool down area for hot days in the summer, warm up for cold days in the winter because the building won't be fully enclosed through this winter. And also as a lunch break area for the workers working across the street.
And who is that speaking?
That was Jim Senek. Sorry, I should have said that first.
Okay, thank you. I didn't want to overtalk you. I tried to stop you, but you were on a roll. Ms. Leonard, does that clarify the situation with the trailers then?
Yeah, then they should, if the site plan hasn't changed at all, then they should move forward. But if the site plan's changed from the original that was adjudicated, then that would change
Okay.
which variances are required.
Okay, so at this particular point in time, I think what they'd like to do is proceed with the variance request for the parking lot and then come back and resubmit for the trailer that they want to add.
That is Jim Senek. That is correct.
Okay. Ms. Leonard, are you in agreement with that?
But yeah, they can move forward if they would want to.
Okay, great, okay. All right, so we have a parking lot with aggregate, and at this point, the trailer that you propose for your, essentially for your employee, comfort levels and meetings and, other extraneous uses of that sort, will need to go to a separate variance then. So we'll see you back for that at a future date. We'll move forward on this. And if I'm correct, then, you stated that, you're looking for 3 years for this. And that the intent is to return it to green space upon sunset of this variance. Is that correct?
Yes, Jim Senek. That is correct.
Super, thank you. All right. All right, go ahead, Ms. Parker.
Yes, I'm here to represent Council President Lenny Griffin, and Council President is in favor and support of this project for all the different cases here. He is in full support.
Right, I suspected you would be, yes. All right, super. Questions, board? Okay, Ms. Rocca?
The only question I had, if the appellant could just provide some testimony with regard to the variance needed for the landscape frontage strip.
Yes, the team, we're looking to utilize as much of that space there to allow for parking, to pull the parking or the contractor parking off of the residential streets to the south there. So we're trying to maximize the space for parking in this area. We will have a 6-foot tall fence that will surround the lot on all 4 sides.
And that fence will be taken down when the project is returned back to green space, is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Nothing further, Madam Chair.
Okay, talk to us a little about ingress and egress, traffic patterns for the parking lot.
So traffic will enter through gate off of 103rd Street on the east side of the parking lot and exit back out the same gate, including the parcel to the south there, the smaller parcel.
Is there an existing curb cut there?
Yes, correct. There is 2 existing curb cuts, one on each that we're reutilizing.
Okay, and is there, that is a highly trafficked area, is there a left turn lane on that street, or is it, I think that's still 4 lanes there, right? Is there a left turn lane in the middle, making it 5 lanes?
On 103rd or Cedar?
Well, you're where your curb cut is, so 130.
Yeah. So on 103rd, it's standard City of Cleveland side street, residential street, 1 lane in each direction. Stop sign controlled at the intersection.
All right. Are you going to have peak hours where they're going to be coming and going that might necessitate some sort of traffic control?
Jim, I don't know if that's something you can speak to. I believe the hours are 7 to 7, the construction timeline.
Well, yeah, typically, Jim Senek speaking, thank you. Typically, the contractors start arriving at 6 a.m. For a 7 o'clock start. They leave typically around 3:30. Sometimes we have to, if they're in the middle of a concrete pour, they will continue working till, as Chris said, 7 or 8 o'clock at night. But typically it is a 6 o'clock in the morning to say 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or 5 o'clock, that if there's any cars in the lot, that's when they would typically be there.
And how many cars do you anticipate in this lot?
Between the two lots, for meetings and for parking for the crews, approximately about 50 spots after the trailers are placed in there.
Okay, all right. Given the fact that this 103rd is just the 2-lane residential street, we're not gonna make this a condition, but I would certainly like you to be planful and build into your flow chart that you may need traffic control during those peak entry and exit hours, so as not to impede the traffic of the residents or other people using that street.
Completely, Jim Senek, completely understand. I just to let the team know that this is a parking area that was being utilized by the Fairfax Meyer Complex team, but we will keep an eye on the traffic patterns, and if we need to have crews out there to help direct traffic at peak times, we will. As Chris Bender said, this is to help get some of the construction workers that are parking on the streets off the streets to free up those areas for the residents.
Thank you. I will just anecdotally add this. In recent months, I have been a very frequent flyer at the Cleveland Clinic, Cryle, and main campus buildings. I know that there's a high level of pedestrian traffic during those morning and afternoon shift change hours. So that sort of is the reasoning behind my request to make sure you have traffic control and so that there is safety for the pedestrians and the other traffic that has to use that thoroughfare. Because it is a highly congested area with all the construction going on. And the other thing I would note to the project team is please be very, very thoughtful about your wayfaring signs as well, and directing people around the detours or construction areas, okay? That has been really problematic in these last few months. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. All right, anything else, board? Okay, I'll entertain a motion. Madam Chair, we'll do that. We'll go to Mr. Bay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is Xavier Bay representing City Planning. We're in agreement of the variances being requested today. The applicant's already been through Planning Commission. It's good to also see a 5-foot spacing along Cedar Avenue for the pedestrians that are going to be walking past this lot. But yeah, we're supportive for the temporary lot.
Okay, great. They want 3 years rose for the sunset.
Madam Chair, one more thing.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. The adjudication states fence behind is the applicant, just for the record, you have the applicant clarify, is it actually now 6 feet or are they still requesting to be?
Right, good point, Liz, good catch. Gentlemen, you mentioned 6 feet on the height of your fence, and in our adjudication notes, it notes that it's 8 feet high. So which is the correct height?
Currently, right now, the plans show a 6-foot tall fence, and that's our intent to have around the site.
Okay. Good. Thank you. So we'll make that change.
And Madam Chair, that will just be in the write-up that you.
Perfect. Good.
Okay, I think we can move forward now. Madam Chair, based on the testimony that we have heard today, I move that we approve calendar numbers 24-092 through calendar numbers 24-97 for a temporary gravel parking lot for the Cleveland Clinic appellant with a 6-foot fence. And the parking lot will be sunsetted after 3 years. Am I missing?
It's.
I don't know if I have. Well, what numbers are they in?
24092 and 24093.
Oh, I started with 24092.
Okay,
So we're good.
we're good, okay. All right, so you'll have a 3-year sunset from today's, should we do today's date or from ratification?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson for a second.
That's right, from ratification date.
Okay, so gentlemen, you will have 3 years from the date of ratification. We're gonna go to a vote now.
Wilson,
Yes.
Ms. Roca,
Yes.
Ms. Bailey.
Yes.
Calendar numbers 2492 through 2497 are granted, with the understanding that a 6-foot fence would be installed, and also that this would be for a limited period of time, that being 3 years, which is August 5th.
Well, you said ratification, I'm sorry.
Yeah, August
12 is, 12. All right.
27.
So mark your calendars, gentlemen. You have until August 12th, 3 years from now.
Jim Senek, thank you all very much. On behalf of the Cleveland Clinic, we appreciate your support on all of our projects and this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
back-
Thank you.
We'll see you back for the trailer.
Okay,
Yes.
have a great day. Bye now.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Okay, any other council people? Xavier?
Looks like we have another assistant.
Okay,
Ward 15, Mr. Chambers, West Clinton Avenue.
okay, right.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I do not see the applicant online. Perhaps you should ask. Their representative.
Okay. We're calling calendar number 24-103. Do we have anyone online for that case? Obviously, we have no one in person.
So Madam Chair, this was postponed last time.
From the same case.
Um, and this is the house where work is happening, okay.
Correct.
Is there, and this is a question for you and Ms. Leonard, is if the appellant is not coming to us to seek approval on continuing work,
Right.
what is the ramification, what is the consequence of that? Is there an ability that their permit gets pulled? How does it pull?
Ms. Leonard, are you with us on this question? We have an appellant who continues not to show, work continues on the project. So we need some sort of recourse. on
I'd like
this.
to know the consequences of the appellant not following the process and law.
Is this for for the appeal from the Landmarks Commission application?
Yes.
What's the address? 6114 West Clinton?
Yes.
I can escalate it through, the inspections, code enforcement here in Building and Housing.
Okay.
And they can put in a stop, they should have already put in a stop work order.
Okay,
But I will advance this to the chief building official after this meeting.
okay. Do you have anything want to get into a point where we have to do testimony, but
Understood. No, we're just here to, discuss the case if the applicant is showing up.
has not.
Mr. Kukla is checking the phone.
We're checking the phone, we're checking all the other media to make sure he hasn't been in contact with us. That's what we're trying to figure out. What we need to do.
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
testimony regarding continued work on the property, is that from somebody here in the audience today?
No, Ms. Leonard, it was from the documents we received regarding this case.
Okay,
It was in our packet.
okay. I
So,
will.
yes. Ms. Leonard, there's a written testimony from the councilperson and also neighbors alleging that work continues on the project despite Landmark's decision, as well as, I think, stop work orders. Well, don't quote me on
Okay,
that.
so this case is in court. According
It's in
to ours, yeah, there's at least 8 violation notices from July to July 16th. And it's moved on to Chief Roberts and Chief of Code Enforcement.
Okay,
So there has
So is-
been movement on this for sure, but maybe this appeal should be withdrawn if the person is not showing up.
No phone calls. Haven't received any communication.
okay, can we dismiss?
If you would like to dismiss now, of course, that's up to you. We can wait till the end of the hearing and call again. And speak in a little more. Just a half hour, however long it takes.
Board, what's your inclination on this?
Honestly, I don't think that here to start at 9:30, it's not 6. Second time we've been here and this person had national health. So for that reason.
I agree.
All right, let's call a vote, just to have it on the record.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Ms. Roca.
Yes.
Ms. Bates.
Yes.
Calendar number 24-103 is dismissed. This decision will be ratified next Monday, and we will send an appellant a letter.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you all. Thank you, sir. Okay. No other council people, correct?
Correct, Madam Chair, this is Xavier Bay. I do not see any other council persons or representatives in the room or online.
Super. All right, Ms. Roca, then we'll move on to calendar number 24-109.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're moving on to calendar number 24-109 at 10-936 Drexel Avenue. Devondra Marshall, owner, proposes to establish use as a residential facility for 5 occupants in a B1 two-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda. And I will move to you.
See those buzzwords?
There we go.
Thank you.
It's like playing volleyball. You have to set it up.
There you go, and I'll be ready to bump every time.
There you go.
Okay, I'll swear in all who are present for this case. I can see that the appellate is online, so I will start with you first. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your right hand, reply what I do, state your name, spell your name, and give your address.
I do. Devondra Marshall, Marshall, 10936 Drexel Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44108.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else present wishing to speak in this matter? Okay, hearing none, back to you, Madam Chair.
Super. We'll go to history of the property.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929 in our Records Administration Office. We found that a permit was issued to erect a dwelling in 1909 and a garage in 1913. There are no variances on file, and only found that in 2021, a rental registration was issued to the property. That's all I have to,
That was in 21.
that's for.
Super. Apparently it's not really good. Sorry. Legal standard, please.
Madam Chair, members of the Board, appellant is requesting a use variance and the area variance from the minimum distance requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will result in an unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without variance, will deprive the opponent of substantial property rights, and the granted variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and the granting variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Ms. Marshall.
Good morning.
Tell us what you'd like to do with your residential facility as it relates to the variances that you're seeking.
I am looking to house the older adults as with assisted living to help with supervised medications, hobbies, all activities of daily living, which includes personal care, transportation to appointments, just helping the older adults as an assisted living place to help the older folks age at home and not in a so much of a restricted environment such as a nursing home.
So when we have residential facilities before us, we like to get into the specifics of the demographics, the specific ages. Is it going to be one gender or mixed? The hours of operation, the number of staff members you're going to have, the needs of parking that you're going to have. Are you administering medications, or are you just helping the patients take them or the residents take them? Go through all of that for me if you would, please.
It would not be, I'm reading here, it would not be a detox center. It will be 24/7 supervision, reminding and prompting to take medications. And what was the rest? I'm kind of nervous.
Oh, sorry. I know I rattled off a lot of stuff, didn't I? Okay. So 24/7 supervision, how many staff will you have and how many shifts will you have?
I will have 3 shifts, 3 staff, or 5 people or less.
Okay. And what are the ages? You said older, but do you have a specific age range?
60 to 74 years old.
Okay.
Or older.
Okay, or older. So you're going to start at 60 and go up from there.
Yes, because it will be considered assisted living.
Okay. So it's going to be assisted living. So are these people all going to be ambulatory?
Yes.
Okay, so they're all ambulatory. Okay, and you mentioned you're going to do 3 meals, 2 snacks, probably, right?
Yes.
And assist with them taking their own meds.
Yes.
Anyone who's going to fall into dementia or mental health issues?
There will be memory care, better known as dementia or Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Not particularly behavioral.
Okay. Probably early stage.
Yes.
So they can still live in a home environment.
Yes.
All right. And what are your parking needs going to be?
We have a van for transportation, so there is a driveway. There will be on street parking.
So you own your own van that you're gonna be using to take them to medical appointments or to activities?
Yes,
Okay. And you're gonna supply all the meals?
yes.
What's the situation with visitation?
We will have visitation hours for family, uh, and on-street parking.
Okay. All right, board, questions?
I would love to hear the level of community engagement that you have done thus far. Have you talked with any neighbors, talked with any council people in this ward? What did that process look like?
I called Famigos. I left messages for Mr. Hawthorne. I left messages for the council person. I did talk to the neighbors. No, I didn't have any negative feedback about my plan.
My second question is, can you just describe whether there would be any hardship on your part if you don't get the variance?
Can you repeat that?
Can you describe any hardship that you would experience if you don't get the variance today?
The hardship would be that I won't be able to help folks that need to be helped, to help them remain at home in the least restricted.
Have you, sorry, do you reside in this home, ma'am?
No, I don't.
Okay, but you purchased it for this intent, right, for this use?
Yes,
Okay. And have you been in business doing this before?
I have one house there directly across, going east at 1135 Parkwood, and it's a home similar, and I'm looking to change use of that also to do the same.
Okay, so you own 1135 Parkwood?
Yes,
Okay. All right. And you intend to change use of that also to, an assisted living?
yes.
Okay. All right, that address comes up in this case in the next one too, so.
Madam Chair, on that point,
Yeah,
it comes up in the next one too.
yeah.
I just wanna, again, we've been stating this for some time now. My request that the city planning department look into a policy surrounding, or maybe further code sections surrounding the location of residential facilities to one another, so that we are not indirectly establishing group home zones or areas where we have a oversaturation of residential facilities on any given street or any given area of the city. I like to further express my concern that we see a lot of these cases, these facilities are very close to each other, and it's not the appellants. The appellants are here for their individual case, but I believe there should be a greater policy discussion review on the oversaturation of residential facilities. That said, I do have a particular comment question for this particular appellant. I don't know that I heard you testify, Ms. Marshall, about the number of occupants to each room in the facility. How many people will be sleeping in each room? Are shared spaces?
5 single bedrooms.
So one person to each.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
One person to a room, and then a shared bathroom.
Yes, the house has it has 2 full bathrooms. I'm sorry.
2 full bathrooms. So you have 5 bedrooms, 1 occupant to each bedroom, and you have 2 full bathrooms for those 5 occupants to use.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Kugler, do we have any communication on this at all?
No, I don't see it here yet.
She hasn't stated that what steps.
Thank you, thank you for reminding me, because I'd asked her that when we get back to it, so. Ms. Marshall, I just was reminded that we didn't answer the question as to the gender of the occupants.
It will be male and female.
Okay, so it will be, co-ed.
Yes.
5 members, okay, 5. Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
Can you tell us about the one that's already located 1135 Parkwood Drive? Is that also co-ed?
What was the last part?
Can you describe the population of people in the facility located at 1135 Parkwood Avenue?
In 1135 Parkwood, it was for recovery. It was for mental health.
Okay, and you're saying what?
The use for older adults.
Okay, so it's still gonna be a residential facility on Parkwood as well?
Assisted living.
Okay.
Changing use.
Does that require a variance?
No.
So then that means it would be one less facility than we are considering based on what it says here. That's what I'm trying to understand.
No, I think it's still,
3 facilities in one.
it's gonna be 3 facility in one.
Yeah, that's a lot, but if she's saying 1135 is no longer gonna be a facility, or?
No,
No, she's gonna be a facility, she's just changing it from people with mental health and.
Okay.
To assisted living. But that doesn't go through us, change of use goes through the state and the licensing for such facilities.
Yeah. But I
Is
think
this the time now that we discuss 1145 and 1147, because I have 2 for today with you, with the.
Okay, so 1147 is yours as well then?
Yes.
Okay.
And I just like it because they're all there together and it's convenient.
And is your intent to use 1147 as assisted living as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Madam Chair, should we have that case read?
Yeah, I just, since we have that bit of information now, I think sure. Because it didn't look like it was related based on the name of the appellant listed, but let's go ahead and read it in and we'll go. We're gonna read that other case in, Ms. Marshall.
All right. Madam Chair, I'm reading in calendar number 24-110 at 1147 Parkwood Drive. RTD Safe Block LLC owner proposes to establish use as a residential facility for 5 occupants in a P1 2-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinances as stated in the agenda. This case is being combined with the case we're currently adjudicating at calendar number 24-109 at 10936 Drexel Avenue. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. We have to go through history of the property and legal standards since we're doing them.
Yes, the history is a little different on this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's been no change in the zoning, no variances, and the building was erected in 1912. And there was a board of complaint made in 2010. We see rental registration between 2012 and 2015. I'm not sure if I stated there are no variances on file and nothing else of note.
Okay, legal standard, please, for this one.
Legal standard is exactly the same. Helen is requesting a use variance and an area variance from the minimum distance requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, Helen has proved that denying the request will result in unnecessary hardship, particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without variance, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and the granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant has proved that denying the request will create practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and the granting variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Great, thank you. All right, Ms. Marshall, with regard to 1147 Parkwood then, are there any differences with that address in terms of what you intend to do than the information you've already given us?
No.
Okay. I see Parkwood. Can you go back to that aerial, please, Xavier?
Right here?
Yeah. Do you happen to own that adjacent parcel, Ms. Marshall?
No.
Okay. Okay, board, questions on this one?
Yes, are you the owner of RD Safe LLC?
Yes.
Are you the sole owner? Or is there-
Yes.
Questions? All right, anything else, ladies?
So, Madam Chair, what I think I've heard is that at 1147 Parkwood Drive, the appellant will also have 5 residents of co-ed gender, 1 resident to a room, for assisted living, and all other, and for 24/7 care, and all other facts remain the same. Is that correct, Ms. Marshall?
Yes.
Great. Ms. Kukla, any, excuse me, any correspondence on this one?
No.
Okay. Mr. Bay, we'll go to you for comment on both of these, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is Xavier Bay, representing City Planning. As you can see from these maps presented, this neighborhood is rather oversaturated by residential facilities. There's about 3, or even 4. I know there's another one actually to the south that I think the legend might be covering up, that are already existing within 1,000 feet. See the highlighted cell in the middle of the screen here is where the proposed facility is for 1147 Parkwood. And then another map shows you the context to Drexel Avenue. The highlighted cell presenting the address at Drexel. You can see both of these facilities are within 1,000 feet of about 4 existing residential facilities. For those reasons, we would recommend disapproval of these variances being requested today, mainly to prevent oversaturation of the neighborhood, as you know, and also to allow the inhabitants or participants of these residential facilities to be in more of a residential context. When there's more of oversaturation, these neighborhoods tend to be a little more institutionalized. So for those reasons, we want to protect the participants and the neighborhood. I see Ariel Washington is also online. She's the neighborhood planner for the area. So I'll let her chime in too if she has any extra comments.
Before we go to Ms. Washington, can you, we have, with Ms. Marshall, she's got 2 seeking variances and a third that she already has, that she's operating under a different function. So that's 3. How many others are there within this radius?
5. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 on the screen that you can see here. There's a 5th one to the south that's right below the cutoff of the map.
Okay. In addition to her 3, or including?
Not including the 2 being proposed today. There's currently existing 5.
All right,
in
so
this area.
5 exist,
Correct.
one of which is hers,
Correct.
and seeking to add 2 others to give a total of 7 within this 1,000-foot radius.
That is correct.
That is correct. Okay, we're clear on that. All right, Ms. Washington, we'll go to you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm in the same zone as you all. However, I would like to see if the councilman, CDC, someone get back with this applicant to have a community meeting. I understand she said she spoke to residents, but we need to see that proof of it, sign-in sheets, signatures, or something. There are a lot of residential facilities here, so for the reason we have the 1,000-foot buffer, I would be against, but it would be good for her to speak with the community at a community meeting setting where everything can be, she can provide proof of this and see if she can move forward.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Washington. Mr. Bay, can you also give us any information, given the projects that are planned for the Shoreway and Lakefront and their impact on this particular neighborhood?
I think I might even ask Ariel Washington to speak more to any proposed plans that might be going on around the area. He might be more attuned to.
Okay. Ms. Washington, can you shed any light on that question? Looking for any insight that you might be able to add, how the future development of the lakefront and the Shoreway might be impacting this neighborhood?
Yes, so there are a couple of projects. You have Cheers, you have North Coast Connectors that will, the goal is to help connect the interior residents, communities to the lakefront that has been cut off by the highway. However, those projects are ongoing and will take about 20 plus years to complete. But those are two. You also have the Thrive 105 updates for 105 and 93rd that are near, and there might be one more. That's the only ones. There are also infill housing going on in the neighborhood, but those three that I named are three big projects: Cheers, North Coast Connectors, and the Thrive 105.
Great. Is the infill housing project through County Land Bank, or is that someone else? Or is that FAMICO's initiative?
No, Famicos will have some things going on, but not necessarily here. Councilman Conwell has had some infill housing with some developers, but everything is kind of spotty. It's when individuals come to the land bank and ask for planning's approval to get a lot, and houses are being developed in the area.
Okay, super. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I support the suggestion by Ms. Washington that the process put into place before we communicate this.
Okay.
These cases.
All right.
I do have some trepidation with as I mentioned, the oversaturation of facilities in certain areas of the city, and B, that we've heard nothing from the community
Correct.
or anyone on the street, no testimony, no written testimony or oral testimony on how the additional residents would react to three of these facilities in this small
Right.
area. Well, actually, there's 7.
Yeah, there'd be some.
I think that raises the issue regardless of the engagement.
There's that.
I just don't feel confident more, even if the neighbors support it, I mean, it's still a concern.
Yeah.
So.
All right, different viewpoints. So let's just we need a little more dialogue on that. Can you shed any light, Mr. Bay, on this? Given the saturation that if we add these, there would be a total of 7. So that leads us to a highly saturated point. We can grant a variance for a group home, but we have no oversight as to what kind of group home goes into these facilities. So just as Ms. Marshall is looking to change use of her existing one to assisted living, we could grant variances to change these, the 2 that are before us. Should we grant variances to allow them as group homes, their use could be also changed at some point down the road, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so if anything else you can add to the discussion for us?
Madam Chair, no, there's not much else I really have to add. You know, I mean, the situation is kind of, you know, until these residential facilities are, you know, no longer existing, that then the door would open up for her to kind of, you know, it'd be better suitable, I guess, for her to expand her businesses. But until then, I don't recommend approval for continuing to oversaturate neighborhoods.
And just
Okay.
for the record, the city's purpose in enacting this particular part of the zoning code is to prevent exactly what you're testifying to, an oversaturation of commercial businesses, essentially in residential neighborhoods, operating group homes. That's the city's stated intent by enacting this code section originally. Is that correct?
Correct, this is Xavier Bay City Planning. Yes, and mainly to, you know, allow participants of these types of programs to live in a community, in a neighborhood setting, instead of, as opposed to when oversaturation would occur, it becomes a bit of more institutionalized setting in the neighborhood. So yeah, really to protect both the inhabitants and the neighborhood.
Because what we're balancing here is the rights of this individual.
Right.
Versus the rights of the greater population in this area. And that's what the code section enacted seeks to regulate.
I just want to have an additional question. In the recent circles of the map, is this entire boundary the 1,000 feet or?
You know, I should have zoomed out more to present that. The multitude of circles kind of overlap the buffers. I could even, you know, pull up our interactive zoning viewer real quick if you did want to see how far the extent goes.
Do you want to see that?
Yeah, I think we would love to see
I
that.
think we're at a point where we want some more information. We are certainly sensitive to the fact that, you know, we understand the need for group homes, for our most, at-risk and fragile members of our population. But we also are sensitive to the fact that we have a code for, the number that can be established within a certain, boundary.
Right, you should be able to see my screen here presenting the interactive zoning viewer that we host online. There we go. This gives you a better image of what's currently existing in this neighborhood right east of East 105th Street.
So it's 7.
Yeah.
Correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And we would be adding 2.
Correct. 2 that are proposed are right here where this black dot is at 1147 Parkwood. And then I believe the others right up here where my mouse is for the 10936 Drexel.
It's almost to the point where every other street has a residential facility in the two
In
red
that
streets.
particular, yeah. And of course, we don't know if they're all legal, if they all came through
Well,
variances.
these we do because we have,
We have them up.
yeah, but we don't know of any others that might be up.
Exactly,
That
exactly.
didn't go through the process.
Right, it didn't go through the process.
Could be more than 7.
And as usual, we don't know the usage for all of them.
Right.
Ms. Marshall, how long have you owned these properties?
Say it again.
How long have you owned these properties? How long have you owned 10936 Drexel?
I bought that in 2021,
Okay,
both in 21. Sorry.
purchased them both in 21?
Yes.
I know you asked this question, Ms. Wilson, but do you want to go back and ask it again?
Yes, Ms. Marshall, can you speak to any hardship or even difficulty that you would face if you denied the variance?
I basically purchased the properties to be able to help others, and that would be the hardship. And I would like to do this so that I can help others.
Is there any way that you could use the property that would render it still economically feasible?
Say it again.
Is there any other way that you could use the property that would still make it an economic benefit to you?
Not that I can think of, because you have to have the safety parts in the home, which is obtained through the occupancy permit. And it's just the safety part that's really
So you applied for rental registration, which did you contemplate just renting these out as normal rental homes?
At that time I did.
Okay, and what happened there?
That's what I was told to do. I was following the city rules to get those permits, those rental forms, registrations.
I think she may be misconceiving the question. Stated another way, Ms. Marshall, did you contemplate, did you ask, or did you consider whether to just make these apartments rental units rather than a group home?
Did I consider it at first?
Yeah, did you consider that option instead of doing a group home? Did you consider just making it rental units?
At first I did, but I see that there was a need for older adults to not become homeless, to not have to live in, nursing homes and things like that. I at first wanted to do rental, but this is what I like to do. This is what I'm good at. And so I came up with a plan to try to take care of more adults in a little space that I have. I don't know if I'm answering the question right. I'm just so nervous.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna understand this is it's a challenging process. You did answer the question. Thank you very much. I'm just looking through at our factors that we need to consider here as well. And while we're discussing the economic viability of the property and what it could be used for, we also, I think, to consider as well that one of the factors that we look to is whether the rights of adjacent owners will be negatively impacted.
Right.
So that way as well.
Okay. As you should, that's part of it. This is a tough one. Because we're sensitive to what she wants to do. She's had some experience with it.
And she's currently operating facility.
But it's a highly saturated area.
Yes.
With some economic improvements planned going forward.
So Madam Chair, it sounds to me that our options are to allow for a community process and to have Ms. Marshall return to us or to make a motion.
Ms. Wilson,
Fine either way.
fine either way. One of you has to make a motion about what you want to do.
I am happy to make a motion. I don't think you want to leave her. Postpone it. I believe it's her option. Fine.
If that's where you want to go. Is that where you want to go?
Either one is fine.
This is on the job training, ladies.
If Helen is willing, I mean, I don't know that we've heard from Ms. Marshall. What we are weighing, is whether to allow, well, we'll give you the option, it's your option. Would you like to postpone this case to give yourself an opportunity to meet with your neighbors and your council person, to discuss these cases before we render a decision? Or would you like us to move forward with a decision?
I can meet with the council person and so go and talk to the neighbors again, or what am I doing?
All right. Is that where you want to go, ladies?
I mean, it's her, these are her rights.
Right, but it is, but so you wanna, as a board, do you want to
I'm
go?
willing to do whatever I'm supposed to do.
Right. We have 3 members here today, so we don't have a full board, so that impacts that impacts our decision. And we're sensitive to what you want to do, but there's a high saturation in the area. So we're really giving this probably more discussion than we typically would, because we want to make sure that we're making the best choices possible here. So, it sounds like maybe you're inclined to want to go to public meeting.
I'm fine with public meeting. I think the issue still faces oversaturation.
Right.
You still have that issue on the table, regardless of how you engage the community or not. So from my vantage point, I think also from what we heard in testimony from the city, we're not inclined to grant these variances. Unless you can give us some information that changes this, meaning there's not as much as oversaturation that seems to be reported. I don't want to send you through a community process and still get you denied at the end of that. So this is sort of the hard part that we're facing here. I'm not inclined to be in support of 2 variances that would put 2 additional residential facilities where there's already 5.
Oh yeah, so it's just so many homeless people. When you're right downtown Cleveland, and if I just like to help people. I like to house people and help the city, and help the communities, and different, like that.
Let's do this. Ms. Leonard, you have something to add to this discussion?
Yeah, I would recommend the applicant reaching out to Emily Collins in the mayor's office. There's a push by the administration around permanent housing solutions for the homeless population in the city of Cleveland. And so that may be another route to explore rather than maybe using this property per se as another residential facility amongst the saturation at this location.
Okay, super. Okay, Ms. Washington, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
All right. I'm going to ask you if you would be amenable to be take the lead on this, and coordinate Ms. Marshall meeting with the council person and the CDC kind of surprised, Mr. Hawthorne hasn't participated in this. So if you can, are you willing to do that for us? And, as Ms. Leonard, mentioned, maybe explore some other options to problem solve the situation?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, Ms. Marshall, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna connect you with Ms. Washington, who is the city planner for your area. All right? She's gonna help facilitate you meeting with the city council member and the Community Development Corporation, who is Mr. Hawthorne. That's your contact person that you were in touch with. And also explore some other options that Ms. Leonard mentioned, to see if we can't find a way to work around this. Again, being sensitive to the need for the housing, but also being restricted by the fact that it's a highly saturated area. Okay?
Yes.
So if you would like to ask for a postponement, we'll let you move forward with these other communications and meetings and see if you can't work something out and maybe come back to us.
Okay. I'm asking for a postponement. Yes.
Okay, great. Ms. Cooper, let's give some time on this since we've got some coordination that needs to happen. So do the end of September for 2 months, or are we looking at the middle? Right? Let's go to the end.
I won't be here.
Oh, that's right.
You would be 16th, 23rd, so I was supposed to be 23rd. Oh, the 30th, yeah.
Yeah. You're looking at the 30th, you're back now.
Yes.
Sorry, getting unforeseen circumstances out of your control. That's 30th with the board, September 3rd. Okay. Ms. Marshall, we're gonna postpone you to September 30th. Mr. Bay, can you coordinate getting contact information to Ms. Marshall for Ms. Washington?
Yes.
All right, you're probably gonna get some information in the chat, Ms. Marshall,
Okay.
on how to get a hold of Ms. Washington, okay?
Okay, and I get with Miss Washington, talk to this Community Development Corporation to weigh
You're
other
gonna-
options, or what we doing?
Ms. Washington's gonna be your touch point person. She's gonna help facilitate a conversation with the city council member, which is, Mr. Conwell. And she's gonna help facilitate conversation with the Community Development Corporation and explore any other possible options that might be available through city initiatives that you might be able to utilize.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Leonard, your hand's up. Is it still up or is this a new hand?
It's just still up. I never took it down, sorry.
Okay, great. It's all right. Okay. All right. Information sent to Ms. Marshall?
Yep.
Okay. And Ms. Marshall, so you need to accomplish all those things and be prepared. I always encourage people with group homes to put together a business plan for presentation purposes. I think that helps make your case. Just a tip for you. And we'll see you back on September 30th. Potentially.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
All right. Yay. You're here for Dennison, I'm guessing, right? Thanks for spending the morning with us. Come up here to the tables, settle in, get comfortable.
Would you like me to read in the piece, Madam Chair?
Yes, I would. I'd love that. I've been waiting for that all day.
We are moving to calendar number 24-114, 6818 Dennison Avenue. Suhal Iwais, owner, proposes to expand auto sales to include minor repair shop in a semi-industry zoning district as defined in 225.43. The owners appeal for relief from the strict application of Cleveland codified ordinances as stated in the agenda. Madam Chair, I will move it over to Ms. Wilson for the oath.
Thank you. I will swear in those of you who are present to speak in this case. You swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You'll raise your right hand, reply with I do, state your name, spell your name, give your address. I'll start with you.
I do, Sam Iways, IWAIS,
Can you spell the first name for us too, please?
WESAN, as in there.
Okay, and then IWAIS. Okay, great.
Thank you. Next.
Camille Ewais, Pioneer Engineering, first name KHALIL, last name EWAIS, address 3490 West 46, Ohio 44106.
And your business name again, sir?
Pioneer Engineering.
Pioneer Engineering. All right. Okay, Mr. Uwais, are you, part of this business?
Yes.
Okay,
I own the business, my father owns the property.
okay, so Suhail
That's my father.
is your father, okay, and he owns the property, and you are you on legal documents as co-owners with him?
Of the property?
Mm-hmm. No, okay, do we need any documentation, Liz?
May, I do not see an authorization form attached. Can you give an authorization form and send it in?
Yes.
Did you email it,
I emailed it.
even to Ms. Kukla?
To the Board of the Zoning or, nobody, they.
Okay.
Yes, I found it here.
You found it.
Madam Chair, yes.
Okay, so we're cool on that. All right, so that's dead. Great. Okay, so we got everybody sworn in. Let's go to history of the property.
Madam Chair, there's been no change in building since 1929. In our records administration office, we found that in 1929, a permit was issued to erect a lunch house. Oh, that was
The lunch house.
a lunch
A
house.
lunch house.
1929 or November of that year, a permit was issued for a store addition. And then in 1939, a permit was issued to erect an addition to a clubhouse and restaurant. 1948, a permit was issued to erect an addition to a dance hall. And in 1970, a permit was issued to erect an addition to existing hall and rearrange seating area, install washrooms and lounge. Then, Madam Chair, in the more recent history, we see that there were complaints regarding the exterior starting in 2011. And then in 2023, a permit was applied for demolition. And that's, its status is still pending, inspection.
So in 2023, it was slated for demo,
That's there, it was applied, there was a permit applied for.
permit
But
applied
it
for
doesn't
demo,
seem that it's finished.
not issued. Interesting. How long have you owned the building?
This is 1999. My father owned
Your father owned it. He purchased it in 1999.
it. I believe so.
All right.
There was, I believe, there's 4 other buildings that were on the site, not for this. So, this parcel used to be several parcels, of which multiple,
Small buildings on each one. Yeah, because that intersection was kind of a hub, I think maybe the street car even ran through there at one point, did it up and down Ridge? Don't know, I don't even know, I think it did, yeah.
So Madam Chair, the address may have been different, if this is a result of consolidation.
Yeah, were the lots consolidated?
yes.
Legally consolidated, okay.
So if I see mentioned on the dance hall, it's more things.
No, it certainly doesn't look like a dance hall. I mean, even post-war, I wasn't around then. It doesn't look like what we see as a post-war dance hall based on other areas of town. Okay. All right. We will stand there.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Helen is requesting a use variance and an area variance from the minimum distance requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the use variance, Helen must prove that denying the request will result in unnecessary hardship particular to the property, such that there will be no economically feasible use of the property without variance, will deprive the opponent of substantial property rights, and the granting variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, Helen must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land developments in the same district, will deprive the opponent of substantial property rights, and the granting variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning.
Thank you very much. All right. Are you going to be the spokesperson since you're the engineer? Okay. Walk us through your points.
Project basically is, if you want to keep it on that here, I can,
Sure.
Did you bring your own pointer?
I did.
Look at that. He brought his own pointer.
It's not working on the screen though. That's not. Yeah. You can also, walk to the screen.
Yeah, you can feel free to get up and move back. You've been sitting a while. You probably want to stretch your legs.
Not to speak loudly because of our court reporter, but
Sure. This is the current building that we're talking about. This, I think, is what the dance party hall you mentioned.
Okay.
So since over the years, this building's been demolished, this building's been demolished, this building's been demolished. This entire parcel is now consolidated into one parcel. Our request is, like the owner mentioned, Sam's Motor Cars has been in business for over 25 years. So they've built a reputation. They don't even advertise, word of mouth. They have a lot of good loyal customers. They offer affordable, low-cost vehicles. They help their clients, their customers, to purchase vehicles, and they work with them on payment plans. I just wanted to put that out there that you guys kind of understand kind of what their business is. They also offer car repairs to their customers and anybody that walks up to that establishment. They work with people. If you don't have the money, you put something down and they work with you on a payment plan with no interest. I don't think you can find that anywhere, and that's kind of why I'm so adamant and passionate about this project. So what we're asking to do here is this existing building on the corner lot here, northeast corner, where you see these 4 vehicles parked, is to box that out and build an additional auto repair shop there that'll allow the owners and the workers to be able to work on vehicles simultaneously and reduce the wait time for the customers. In addition, what we're asking for, if you want to keep it on this one for a second, right here. So this is kind of what we're proposing. It's a small auto repair shop. In addition, 24 by 24 feet is the dimensions. Two bay doors. Yes. So the existing lot, how it sits today is obviously you have the existing building, but you also have a retaining wall here, a modular block wall that's been put in place to prevent really an unsafe and hazardous situation. There's a 20-foot drop off from this wall down to where the party hall dance studio used to be, and the portion of the lot that was consolidated. So what we're proposing to do is build this auto repair shop, remove this retaining wall, and build a modular block wall, continue the existing around the outside perimeter of the consolidated parcel, and to grade the parking lot so you don't have this dangerous condition of 20-foot drop, and use that space for additional vehicles. Because right now, the challenge they have at the facility is if they want to show a customer a vehicle, there's not enough room to park these cars where they can easily bring the vehicle that the customer wants to show without moving several. Sometimes it's 5, 6, 7, even more cars just to show one vehicle. In addition, customers don't really have a place to park. They come in, it's not set up where you can easily find a spot to park. So with our proposal, we add 34 dedicated spots for customers that come in. They can easily park, they can easily go look at vehicles, they can wait for their vehicles to be surfaced. Right
here?
Yes. So these are the dedicated parking spots. Our garbage disposal dumpster would be in the back. This is the retaining wall around the outside perimeter. We'll have 3 landscape beds on the front of Denison. We worked with zoning to alleviate the driveway widths. We could do that. That was in our control. Initially, we had 35 feet. We reduced them to 30 feet. So we reduced our ask to the board today here.
Okay. So how many curb cuts are you using then?
There would be 3, 2 primarily for customers in and out to circulate through the parking area, and then 1 for the car sales.
Service vehicles.
Correct.
Okay. And your 2 bays, are they oversized bays?
They're not oversized bays. They're 12-foot height.
12-foot height, okay, all right. All right, and mechanical repairs only, no body work,
No body work.
no painting,
No.
nothing like that? Talk to us a little bit about the topo changes around that retaining wall as you go north and east.
The topo changes, basically, we're gonna match the existing level of the parking lot. It currently sits around 736. The existing is around 716. So we have to come up 20 feet. So our intent is to almost be level, but level enough to allow for drainage to occur.
Okay.
And part of our design also, as we progress, is to provide stormwater retention, underground retention
Okay,
on the site. And final lot would be asphalt surface.
okay. And what about the topo on the other side of the retaining wall? Because interestingly enough, that area is kind of hilly.
Yes, but as you look on the other side, or picture maybe, or yes. So on the other side would be this. There's a parking lot on the side for a church. The building extends back about maybe 400 feet.
Okay,
And there used to be an old Greenie Regal's Stop and Shop. So we would have about 3 foot of grade behind the wall.
okay,
And then the normal elevation would be right around there.
okay. So you're gonna grade on the other side of the wall,
Correct.
so we don't have an issue with them getting runoff and
Correct.
flooding. Okay, super. All right. All right, resume. Thanks.
And this is kind of what our retaining wall system would look like. It's a modular block stacked wall with reinforcing with 304.
Okay, with 304.
Yes.
The rebar?
No rebar. It's actually mesh. It's not connected. These are gravity walls. So
Okay. All right.
each block weighs about 4,000 pounds
Yeah.
approximately. So the weight of the block and the stacking and the compaction of the area nearby would hold them in place.
Okay, great.
Next. This is just a plan view. This is the existing building. The proposed 540 square foot would be, that would be northeast corner there.
Is there a waiting area for the customers?
Yes, right here, existing.
Right there, okay.
Yeah, they would enter. Denison is right here.
Okay,
And then
free
they would-
coffee? Oh, you're doing donuts from the donut, is that donut shop still open across the
No,
street?
actually, it's not.
Um,
You're talking about the one on Ridge Road or the one on the corner of Ridge?
Ridge and Donut Center.
Oh,
That's
that's
probably been going a long time, hasn't it? Yeah,
40 years now.
yeah. Huh. Yeah. Okay, now you're just making us feel old.
And this is kind of what it would look like. The customer service area is here. These are actually outdoor restrooms you would enter, and this is our addition.
Okay. And you've been through city planning with this?
We have not been through city planning. We've submitted our plans, and our first stop was zoning. And I'm guessing we would have, after zoning, meetings or requirements to that effect.
Okay. Mr. Bay, can we go back to that aerial? I just wanna,
Right here? Here it comes.
that, yeah. So, I'm interested about what you're facing Dennison. Where's Ridge in relation to this?
Ridge is to the left.
Ridge is over there. What's that curved street coming
This
around?
curved street goes into a manufacturing plant. I
Okay,
think Greenbridge is the new name.
Green Bridge. Oh, yeah, okay. And what's this vacant parcel to the east?
This here.
Yeah,
This is the old Reedy Regals. It's now a church, and this is all parking for them.
oh, that's all their parking lot?
Yes.
Wow.
That's it.
And this is Burger King right here.
Oh, that's Burger King.
And Subway is on the left.
Yeah, Subway's on the
Subway's
left.
left.
What's the, is that 25th to the right of, Burger King?
67.
67th.
65th, yeah, that's what I.
67th Street.
Okay,
65th would be one more down.
yeah. That's what I meant, 65th. So you're close to the entrance, you're close to the exit ramp from 71 North then?
No, 71
Then-
North is around 54th, maybe.
Yeah.
54th.
So fairly within a few blocks. And you've got that new commercial factory facility.
Yes.
Talk to us about what's directly across the street.
Across the street, you have two family residences, and then in one of the two family residences, I believe either this one or this one, there's also a car sales. They run the car sales out of that.
Out of a residential facility?
I believe so.
Uh-huh,
Like in my reconnaissance of the area, I noticed that.
okay.
And then there's also a party hall. I don't know if it's this one or it's that one.
What is it?
It's a party hall, 6 in height.
Oh, yeah, okay.
However you pronounce it, yeah.
Okay. And then the parking or the shopping center is just to our left out of frame, right?
For the Dave's.
Yeah, the Dave Shopping
Yes.
Center, it's over that way.
Yeah, to the left and south of Denison.
All right, so we're pretty much surrounded by commercial, with the exception of the residential that's right across the street. That sounds like they're doing something. They're doing some car sales out around their front lawn or something. Okay. Good. All right, questions, board?
Madam Chair, I just like the appellant to speak in more detail about the landscape buffer. I'm looking at the property from Google Maps. We can certainly use some landscaping, so if we could describe that. Please.
Yeah, our plan is to install roughly 77 new plants. And most of the plantings are gonna be 24-inch in height, mature height, and spaced about 3 feet apart. So right now, really, the landscaping is non-existent on the site. There is planting beds, but they're not used. So our plan would install new plants. They're mostly perennials, intermixed maybe with a few shrubs, but nothing that would grow too high or become
So
unmaintainable.
mature height 24 inches,
Yes,
so we don't have a visibility
Correct.
issue.
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah. Have you submitted your planting plan?
yes, we've submitted all our plans through the City Excella program,
Okay,
the
We have
review
that.
process. I think May 30th is when we submitted.
so in that plan is your clip of all the plant
Yes.
material you intend to use?
Right.
Okay.
And I will also would like to show our appreciation as a board for your narrowing of the curb cuts.
Okay.
That it helps assist with people walking. There is quite a bit of pedestrian traffic. we sometimes on the street.
At the subway.
Yes, sometimes I work nearby.
I used to work very nearby, actually, years ago. Many
There are a lot
years
of
ago.
curb cuts on the street, just given the number of businesses on the street, so, we like to, we applaud those, efforts to, narrow those curb cuts and make it a little bit more pedestrian.
Madam Chair, what's on the screen is what we have as far as the landscaping detail.
Okay, are your planting materials called out in that plan, sir?
Yes, yes.
They are.
They're on the top.
Okay, all right. We like colored pictures.
I'll keep that in mind for next time.
Yeah, yeah, it makes one of us happy. Okay, Ms. Wilson, anything?
All set, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bay?
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Xavier Bay, representing city planning. We don't have any issue with this. We don't have any issue with the variances being requested today. As was mentioned by Chairperson Broca, that the landscaping strip is going to be a great improvement to the pedestrian experience along Denison. And I think it'll even dampen whatever impact would occur to the residents across the street. So this is, as was mentioned, this is a very commercial corridor. We don't see any issue with the variances being proposed today.
Perfect, yeah. Okay, great. All right, board. If there's nothing further, I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair, based on the testimony that we've heard today, I move that we approve the calendar number 24-114 at 68 Denison Ave.
Second. Ms. Wilson seconds. If you'll call the vote, please.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Broca?
Yes.
Ms. Bay?
Yes.
Number 24-114 is granted. It will be ratified next Monday. We will send you a letter, but you feel free to contact our office next Wednesday.
Nice presentation.
Yeah,
Minus not having this pretty picture, it's a nice presentation. Well done, to the point. Yeah.
Get that promise now.
Specific for any.
Thank you. Yeah. We can't take you up on that, but you know, we wish we could. All right.
Always bring it in, right?
No, we can't.
No, we can't accept gifts.
We can't accept gifts, seriously. We'd like to, but we can't. Sorry to say. All right. All right. Number 1, 3, and 4, without objection, board?
No objection.
Okay, super. There's an asterisk on number 2, is that, oh, there's asterisk on several, is that anything?
We were just waiting for Delray specifically from last week. We're waiting for that authorization letter.
Okay, super. All right, do you want to go over the other things that are on here?
It's just the College Avenue. They are waiting for the review for their full architectural drawing to be completed.
Remind us again which one this is.
The treehouse?
Oh, is it
It's
treehouse?
the treehouse, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, on College Avenue.
I remember it was a new brewery and remodel treehouse.
I think it's the treehouse.
Yeah, the brewery was Mosaic. That was for their,
Okay.
Oh, there it is. This is the treehouse.
The brewery's on West 7th. That's not bad.
business.
Yeah, that's not fair. Okay, so this is, yes.
In addition to the treehouse.
Okay.
This is their second.
All right,
Second, but that.
okay.
So the other one that you see on there that says reminder sent. I can't specifically recall exactly the details on this one, but it's been here for a while. We sent the letter, so at this point, we do need to decide on whether or not we're gonna dismiss it. I think we can give you one more week. I can send you the documentation.
Why don't you do that?
To
Yeah.
remind you.
Just refresh.
Letter to remind them that it's been a while and you need this information, or we will discuss it. So next week, I'll have that ready to dismiss. But in the meantime, I will send documentation to review that and remind yourself what.
And in
I
the,
think Ms. Wilson may not have been here, but it's fine.
Okay. Okay. And you'll include like a 1 week warning in your language. Like you send that to him, like we're gonna be making a decision.
That's already on the letter.
Okay, all right, perfect. All right. Okay, nothing else. Okay, so we have you absent next week, right? And you are gonna be willing to do the oath then, right? Cool. And Ms. Holzer will be back. And that's it until September for absences, right?
Yes, so I have on my calendar.
Okay, cool. All right, super. We're adjourned.
I appreciate that you do that a lot. It's sometimes I